The comparison between modern papers and papers in ancient times highlights significant differences in materials, manufacturing processes, uses, and cultural significance. Understanding these differences provides insight into technological advancements and the evolution of communication and record-keeping. Ancient papers were often made from natural materials readily available in the surrounding environment. The earliest forms of paper-like materials include papyrus, used by the ancient Egyptians, and parchment, made from animal skins, used by various ancient civilizations including the Greeks and Romans. Papyrus was made from the pith of the papyrus plant, while parchment was produced by processing the skins of animals like goats, sheep, and calves. In China, the invention of paper is traditionally attributed to Kai Lun in the 2nd century AD, who used mulberry bark, hemp, rags, and fishnets. The manufacturing processes for ancient papers were labor-intensive and required skilled craftsmanship. For papyrus, the process involved cutting the pith into strips, laying them in overlapping layers and pressing them together to form sheets, which were then dried and polished. Parchment required meticulous preparation of animal skins, which involved cleaning, stretching, and scraping to achieve the desired thinness and smoothness. Early Chinese paper making involved soaking and pounding the raw materials into a pulp, spreading the pulp into thin sheets on a frame, and then drying and pressing the sheets to create paper. Ancient papers were primarily used for recording important information, religious texts, legal documents, and literature. Papyrus scrolls were common in Egypt for administrative and literary purposes. Parchment was favored for important manuscripts, religious texts like the Bible, and official documents due to its durability. In China, paper was used for a wide range of purposes, including writing, art, packaging, and even clothing. The advent of paper in ancient times had profound cultural significance. It facilitated the spread of knowledge, literacy, and cultural development. The production of papyrus and parchment supported the documentation and preservation of history, science, and literature. The Chinese invention of paper greatly influenced East Asian cultures and eventually spread to the Islamic world and Europe, revolutionizing communication and record-keeping. Modern paper is primarily made from wood pulp, although recycled paper and alternative fibers like bamboo and cotton are also used. Wood pulp is derived from various types of trees, including softwoods like pine and hardwoods like eucalyptus. The shift to wood pulp began in the 19th century, driven by the need for cheaper and more abundant raw materials to meet the growing demand for paper. The manufacturing processes for modern paper are highly mechanized and involve sophisticated technology. The production begins with the pulping process, where wood chips are chemically or mechanically broken down into fibers. The pulp is then washed, bleached, and refined to achieve the desired quality. The next step involves forming the paper sheet, where the pulp is spread onto a moving mesh screen to remove water and form a continuous sheet. The sheet is then pressed and dried through a series of heated rollers, resulting in the final paper product. Modern paper mills use advanced machinery and control systems to ensure efficiency, consistency, and high production capacity. Modern paper has a vast array of uses, ranging from writing and printing to packaging, hygiene products, and industrial applications. It is used in books, newspapers, office supplies, packaging materials, paper towels, tissues, and countless other products. The versatility and accessibility of modern paper make it an essential material in everyday life. The widespread availability and affordability of modern paper have had a significant impact on education, communication, and industry. The invention of the printing press in the 15th century, combined with the production of paper, led to the proliferation of printed materials, making information more accessible to the masses and fostering the spread of knowledge. But in contemporary society, paper continues to play a crucial role in education, business, and communication, despite the rise of digital media. Ancient papers relied on natural materials like papyrus, animal skins, and plant fibers, which required specific environmental conditions and resources. Modern paper primarily uses wood pulp, a renewable resource that is widely available and can be processed on a large scale. The production of ancient papers was labor-intensive and required skilled craftsmanship. In contrast, modern paper manufacturing is highly mechanized, efficient, and capable of producing large quantities of paper with consistent quality. The use of advanced technology and automation has significantly reduced the cost and increased the availability of paper. While ancient papers were primarily used for important documents, religious texts, and literature, modern paper has a much broader range of applications, from everyday writing and printing to packaging and industrial uses. The versatility of modern paper has made it indispensable in various sectors of society. Both ancient and modern papers have had profound cultural impacts. Ancient papers facilitated the preservation and dissemination of knowledge in early civilizations, contributing to cultural and intellectual development. Modern paper, coupled with the invention of the printing press, revolutionized communication and education, making information widely accessible and fostering global literacy. Ancient papers like parchment were highly durable and could last for centuries if properly preserved. Modern paper, particularly acidic wood pulp paper produced in the 19th and 20th centuries, is more prone to degradation over time. However, advancements in paper production have led to the development of acid-free and archival quality papers designed for long-term preservation. The production of ancient papers had a relatively low environmental impact, relying on natural and biodegradable materials. Modern paper production, particularly when reliant on non-sustainable forestry practices and chemical processing, can have significant environmental impacts, including deforestation, water pollution, and energy consumption. However, there has been a growing emphasis on sustainable practices, recycling, and the use of alternative fibers to mitigate these impacts. The evolution of paper from ancient times to the modern era reflects significant advancements in materials, manufacturing processes, and uses. Ancient papers like papyrus and parchment played a crucial role in early communication and record-keeping, while modern paper, primarily made from wood pulp, has become an essential material with a wide range of applications. Despite the rise of digital media, paper remains a fundamental part of human society, continuing to influence education, communication, and industry. The ongoing development of sustainable practices in paper production aims to balance the benefits of paper with the need to protect and preserve the environment. The transition from ancient paper-making methods to modern techniques has involved the harnessing of technological advancements to meet the growing demands of society. Ancient methods, while effective for their time, were labor-intensive and limited by the availability of materials and the scale of production. Modern techniques, leveraging industrialization and scientific advancements, have transformed paper from a precious commodity into a ubiquitous resource. The materials used in ancient papers were closely tied to the natural environment and available resources. Papyrus was abundant in the Nile Delta, making it a logical choice for ancient Egyptians. Parchment required a steady supply of animal skins, linking it to regions with livestock farming. In contrast, modern paper relies predominantly on wood pulp, which can be sourced from various types of trees and managed through forestry practices. But the transition to wood pulp was driven by the need for a more scalable and cost-effective material, capable of supporting the demands of mass communication and industrial uses. The environmental implications of this shift are significant. While ancient paper production had minimal impact on the environment, modern practices have led to concerns about deforestation, habitat destruction, and pollution. Efforts to address these concerns include sustainable forestry practices, increased recycling, and the development of alternative fibers such as bamboo and hemp, which offer the potential for less environmentally damaging sources of paper pulp. Manufacturing processes have evolved from manual, artisanal methods to highly mechanized and automated systems. The production of papyrus and parchment involves skilled labor and meticulous processes, limiting output and making these materials relatively expensive. In contrast, modern paper production utilizes complex machinery and advanced technology to achieve high efficiency and large-scale production. This transition has made paper more accessible and affordable, supporting the widespread dissemination of information and the growth of education and industry. Despite the efficiency of modern production methods, the environmental cost is a critical consideration. The chemical processes used in pulping and bleaching wood pulp can result in significant water pollution if not properly managed. Advances in cleaner production technologies and regulatory measures aim to mitigate these impacts, promoting more sustainable practices within the paper industry. The uses of paper have expanded dramatically from ancient times to the present. In ancient societies, paper was a valuable medium for recording important texts, religious scriptures, and administrative documents. Its use was often reserved for significant or official purposes. Modern paper, by contrast, is integral to everyday life, used in a vast array of applications from writing and printing to packaging, hygiene products, and industrial processes. The versatility of modern paper is a testament to the technological advancements and innovations in its production and application. The impact of paper on education and communication is profound. The development of paper and the subsequent invention of the printing press revolutionized the dissemination of knowledge, making books and printed materials widely available. This accessibility fostered literacy, education, and cultural development on a global scale. Today, despite the rise of digital media, paper continues to play a vital role in education, business, and daily life, illustrating its enduring importance. The cultural significance of paper has evolved alongside its uses. In ancient times, the creation and use of paper-like materials were closely tied to cultural and religious practices. The preservation of knowledge through manuscripts and scrolls was a critical aspect of cultural continuity and intellectual heritage. Modern paper supports a different but equally important cultural role, facilitating communication, creativity, and the exchange of ideas in a highly interconnected world. The durability of ancient papers like parchment contrasts with the ephemeral nature of much modern paper, particularly the acidic wood pulp paper of the 19th and 20th centuries, which is prone to deterioration. The development of acid-free and archival quality papers addresses this issue, ensuring that important documents can be preserved for future generations. The emphasis on durability and preservation reflects a recognition of the need to balance the transient demands of daily use with the long-term value of historical and cultural records. In conclusion, the comparison between modern papers and those of ancient times reveals a trajectory of technological advancement, expanding uses, and evolving cultural significance.